Hi guys, welcome back to Hope is Alive channel. Hope is alive, hope has a name, hope's name is Jesus. Today I want to encourage you with a word simply called don't head back to the wilderness. You see in the Old Testament how God brought the Israelites out of Egypt, but it took an awful long time to get Egypt out of the Israelites. And God has designed us like the Israelites. We're to come out of Egypt. But here's something that we don't often pick up, that we're also to come in to Canaan land. And Canaan land is the land of promise. Too many walk back into the wilderness, into a living death in a way. We've come out of sin, we've come out of rejection, we've come out of shame, we've come out of guilt. But instead of walking into the promised land that God has for us, we wander back into that wilderness. And not even back into Egypt, but into that in-between space. And it's a picture, I believe, of many thousands of Christians today who have come out, but they've not come in. And we've got to come in. So I've forgotten what it was like the Israelites. It says in Deuteronomy 6:23, it says this, but he brought us out from there to bring us in and give us the land he promised on oath to our ancestors. So what happens when we just stay in the wilderness? It's illegitimate. It's not where we're meant to be. And really it's carnal Christianity, where we actually quite like living in the wilderness. We're not as bad as we were before in Egypt as slaves, but we're sort of in this in-between space, and we're not holy like all those super church people, but we're just like enjoying ourselves. We've got to understand that Jesus saved us from sin, but he didn't save us from self. So what happens is carnal Christianity ranges, it comes right up to the border of the promised land, and then it drifts back into the wilderness. So it goes back towards the Egyptian side, and then it comes back to the Canaan side. So we've got a chance to go in. And one of the reasons we often don't go in is because we find it a little bit too risky. You mean church every Sunday? You mean reading my Bible every day? You mean praying with other people? Talking about stuff and getting healed? I don't know if I can do that. We say in our heart. We become restless. We become fruitless. We become unstable. We become negative. We begin to waver. We become indecisive. We're caught between those two borders. Ruth Paxson characterises the carnal Christian in this manner. She said, he has a life of unceasing conflict, of repeated defeat, of protracted infancy, of barren fruitlessness, of adulterous infidelity, and of dishonouring hypocrisy. Romans 7 is his permanent address. Wow, that's powerful. What's Romans 7? I know what I should be doing, but I don't do what I know I should be doing. Instead, I do the things I know I shouldn't be doing at the expense of the things I know I should. And Paul goes on. Frustration abounds. Futility reigns in your life. That's what happens when we live our Christianity in the wilderness. Are you there? Again, it's time to change address. You've been brought out. Don't stay in the wilderness longer than you need to. Get into that promised land. There is something much better. Speak to you today. It's time to come into the promises of God. It's time to come into God's promised land. Get rid of your frustration. Get rid of your guilt. Get rid of your shame. You left it back in Egypt. Don't take it with you into the wilderness. Certainly don't bring it into the promised land. Hope this helps you today. Bless. Hey, thanks very much for watching Hope is Alive channel. To enjoy more videos, click here or over here or behind me, just over here. Click anywhere and enjoy.